We have videos from all around the world sent in by you all that don't feel real, but they are. Thank you, Mon Jones, for the videos.
This is just too funny. This lady is here. And then there's...
Oh, whoa, hold on.
and this man...
Wait!
is here. Where is he? He's here. And then he's here as well.
Whoa.
So my favorite one is this lady who's in front of Tao, who is behind Tao, but just doing the same face. They're quite literally
everything you see on TV.
doing the same face. I just don't understand. Why didn't they change their costumes? At least take off the accessories, man. Like, what is... What?
That reminds me of the 9/11 video that we just reacted to, because remember it was like the CGI version versus the raw version of y'all know the situation that happened. That's what it's giving, because it's like, don't believe everything that you see on TV. Thank you, Big, for the video.
The entire Earth is $315 trillion in debt.
I heard.
Whoa. Yeah. What? Who do they owe money to?
Bro, who are they getting money from?
It blows my mind that first off, you have everything on the planet here to live for free.
You literally have everything you need.
And then you invent a system that creates a deterioration of your own resources.
You created a store of value that's literally storing less and less value every day. Every day.
And you're increasing your technology, and yet somehow you still owe money to someone, and it's $315 trillion. There's not enough paper to print that much cash. What are they doing?
What are they doing?
Earth is like the worst meme coin. It's the worst.
It got rugged.
Y'all know it's all about slavery, keeping us in shackles, whether that is spiritually or physically. Y'all know it's all about control, and that money system that we got is very fraud. Money becomes worthless if people stop working. And then somebody also in the comment section said that money is just a tool to get you to trade your energy. Money by itself is worthless, which is true, because hear them out. It doesn't move. It doesn't build things. It doesn't think. That's crazy. But they say, you know what's real and valuable? Your energy, your time, and that's what they need.
Actor Malcolm Warren, who's most notably known from The Cosby Show,
sad.
who played Theo, has ultimately passed away, y'all, at the age of 54. Y'all, that's sad, fool. Life just throw curveballs at you, unexpectedly. Now, per reports, I'm hearing he passed away from an accidental drowning, y'all. I don't know too much information, but that's all they're saying at this moment. If y'all want to stay updated, all you got to do is hit that follow button. But like I said, that's a sad, sad situation. I never want to go like that, y'all. And I wouldn't want nobody to experience drowning. And that's why I want everybody to learn how to swim. With all these floods going around, nobody ever know what situation you might be in. So y'all, go take swimming lessons, y'all. Now, I don't know if he knew how to swim or if he didn't know how to swim. I'm just saying in general, if you don't, now is a good time to learn how to swim. R.I.P. and I'm sending my condolences to everybody who was affected by this tragic passing.
I find that very suspicious. When I first found out, 'cause I was like, an accidental drowning, I had to look it up. So I know that he was on a trip. I believe it was Costa Rica, and he was in the ocean. I said, okay, that makes sense. But it's so scary because nobody thinks I'm going to go on a vacation. You guys, I don't want to say the words, and that's going to be my last vacation. It's so sad. And then I don't know if he went with family. I don't know if he's married, but that's heartbreaking for you to go with someone and now you're coming back without that someone. Accidental drowning, I know when I first heard, I was like, I don't know about that. But when they said in the ocean, I said, okay, that's more reasonable. But remember, they also said Whitney Houston had an accidental drowning as well. Somebody said that he was vocal not too long ago on the stuff that happens to children in the industry. Again, I don't know, waiting for more information to come out, but for right now, this is all that we have, but very, very, very sad.
Florida used to be known for their oranges, and oranges were everywhere. And then there was this canker, this citrus disease, and the Department of Agriculture came, would go into private properties and take out all the trees. And now if you have a citrus tree, it's supposed to be registered with the government.
Why?
And we still have the orange on our license plate, yet all the oranges come from the big guys overseas. The theory that that operation was probably funded by the big corporations who want a monopoly on producing oranges.
I don't doubt that for a minute. And let's just use chestnuts as an example. In the 1920s and 30s, when chestnut blight was just devastating the American chestnuts of the East Coast, it was against the law to have one standing, and there were narcs paid for by the federal government to come in and rat on you, and they would cut down your chestnut trees to stop the spread of chestnut blight. Well, that's like going to an old age home and shooting everybody so they don't get
That wasn't just no cartoon. They were telling us something.
It took me 20 years to realize The Little Mermaid, Cinderella, and Peter Pan are all connected. During Eric and Vanessa's wedding in The Little Mermaid, you can recognize the familiar guests in the crowd. But wait, they are the King and the Grand Duke from Cinderella. So this means The Little Mermaid happens in Cinderella's universe. But there's more. Look closely when townspeople gather to read the King's proclamation in Cinderella, and you'll see Peter Pan's shadow. And this lines up surprisingly well when you look at the movie's timeline. But here's my favorite connection. In The Little Mermaid 3, we learn that Ariel's mother Athena was captured and killed by the pirates in the Mermaid Lagoon. But check this out. 20 years before, young Athena appears in the same lagoon in Peter Pan, and this can only mean one thing. Captain Hook was the pirate who actually killed her. Mind-blowing.
For all my cartoon lovers, cartoon heads, they said I was today years old when I learned that there was a Little Mermaid 3. Did y'all know it was Little Mermaid 3? Thank you, Mr. Jones, for the video.
Your fresh fruit is your body's natural cleanser. So instead of starting your day with oatmeal and grits and tofurkey and all these things, bacon and all of that stuff, you start with fresh fruit. All right, melons, they should be eaten by themselves. Do a quarter of a cantaloupe, you understand, or a whole cantaloupe. You can eat as much fresh fruit as you like. You understand, but the thing is that the fruit is going to be filling, so it's not like you're going to OD on the sugar of it. It's still.
Your smart TV have camera and a microphone to watch and listen to you. Used by manufacturers to collect data for voice command and gesture control. Oh, that's not all. The CIA had a program called Weeping Angel. No emphasis on had. I see some of y'all watching my video not liking. Blow this up. So what this program Weeping Angel does, legit turns Samsung TVs into listening and watching devices, even when they're turned off.
Oh, wow. Okay,
what if you're not using the application on your TV? The USB and the HDMI that you use, they're still harvesting all that data. Now, let me tell you a little bit about cross-tracking. You ever watch something on your TV and then you look at your phone and then you see it on your phone? Because some smart TVs use ultrasonic sound signals to link devices without you knowing. And having a smart TV, you're more prone to getting hacked because nobody changed the default passwords, because you rarely receive security updates.
YouTube is now testing this on almost all different types of niches and content. Or if you are not looking at your phone's camera screen or just the screen because it still can see your eyes, the entire ad, then it will literally not let you watch the video. Now, obviously this does not work with TVs yet. So if you're watching YouTube on your TV, there's no cameras on your TV that we know of. So you should be good. Like, you probably won't get any ads like this, but this is mainly for mobile devices. Because a lot of times when people have ads playing, they just put their phone down. They don't look at it anymore. But now they're going to make sure you're watching watching it, or you have to restart it from the beginning.
There's
I mean, guys,
no
you
way,
can't
y'all.
be that mad. Like, YouTube's putting on all these servers for us. They're helping run all these channels for free, basically. So if you're not gonna watch their ads, then you shouldn't be able to get their free content. So if you're mad about this, just pay for premium. Like, y'all can't expect to just get things for free. Some people are saying this will be my last straw with the internet. I'm so serious. Well, that was before it actually went into practice. Let me know your thoughts and opinion of this.
I was looking, some people were saying that it was a concept, so it's not real, but I don't know if there's a show called Gumball, Gumball, because a lot of people are bringing that up. They're like, this is a Gumball episode in real life. Y'all gotta help me out. I figured they was talking about this show. What episode are they talking about? It's also making me think like it's a push for more and more people to pay YouTube Premium. But again, I know that they said that that's a concept, so it's not real. That's crazy. You watch the ad the whole time, and if you don't, we're gonna restart the video. They said this is like a Black Mirror episode too, but I'm trying to figure out what. Y'all know I watch Black Mirror. Y'all know that's my stuff. But what episode are they talking about? Season 1, episode 2, 15 million merits. Okay. I remember this episode, but I'm trying to remember, why are they connecting these two together? It had, wait. Wait. I think I remember. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Fong, for the video.
Will you please destroy aluminum cans for me in the audience?
There's a video of this. You can take an aluminum can, you can put it on sulfuric acid to dissolve the aluminum, and you pull out a bag of plastic. So your aluminum cans are lined with plastic, whether it's your water can, your soda can, sparkling water can, whatever. It's lined with plastic. And the problem is that anything in that plastic is leaching into the fluids, whether it's BPA, BPS, BPE, forever chemicals, microplastics, it's everywhere. And so the solution is travel with a stainless steel water bottle or drink out of glass.
So you know how they always like to say that farmers are the reason why we have daylight savings time? Yeah, you know that's actually
I've never heard that.
Fully made up industrial strength lie. Welcome to my latest rabbit hole. So you know how we just like blindly move our clock forward and backwards like we're part of some time cult every year? And everyone's like, oh, it's to help the farmers. We gotta help the farmers. Yeah, no, that's not true. Not true at all.
I've never heard that.
You know farmers actually hated daylight savings when it was first introduced? Yeah, they actually fought against it. Because you know what crops and cows don't do? Look at a clock. The real reason we started doing this has way more to do with coal, capitalism, and war than it ever had to do with agriculture. So yeah, let's go back to the origin of all of this. The idea of shifting time wasn't even American. It actually started in Germany in 1916 during World War I. And the goal was literally just to burn less coal. Yeah, they thought if they shifted the clocks, people would, use more actual daylight instead of using more artificial daylight and therefore like saving the fuel for the people at the war who needed it. So 2 years later in 1918, the US copied the exact same idea for the exact same reason. Conserving fuel during World War I. And after the war was over, the US was like, all right, we're good, scrap it, get rid of it, until it was brought back again for World War II in 1942. Yeah, same concepts, fuel, whatever. Oh, but this time they gave it a new name. They called it wartime. So catchy, right? But here's the part. Even after the war was over, these corporations were like, hang on a second, I noticed something here. And what did they notice? Oh yeah, that people will shop more. So, of course, it all comes down to money. Yeah, the retail stores, they loved daylight savings because obviously more daylight, more time to shop, and golf courses loved it too. Even the candy industry got in on. Actually, as a matter of fact, they lobbied to extend daylight savings time into Halloween because more daylight meant more people buying more candy. So
wicked.
That's fun. Oh, and who was still against it? Yeah, the farmers. The ones you're telling us the whole reason we're doing this for? Yeah, they hated it still. Yeah, actually, as a matter of fact, when Congress made daylight savings permanent in 1973, the public backlash was so bad because, kids were getting hit in the dark on their way to school that they repealed it less than a year later. So, yeah, farmers didn't ask for it. They hated it. But you know who does benefit? Corporations, retail, the oil industry, airlines, golf courses. It's just good old-fashioned capitalism dressed up for a seasonal tradition. Oh, and fun fact, yeah, studies show that it actually doesn't even save energy anymore. Actually, in many cases, it increases it because people crank their AC in the hot sun and they drive more during those extra daylight hours.
Right.
Yeah, so next time you're stumbling through your house trying to change your clock back,
I like this video.
Remember, wasn't for the farmers. It was for corporate America and capitalism. And if this story made you go, what the actual? There are so many more where this came from, and we're going into all of them because Everything you've been told is a lie.
Everything that we have been told is a lie. So again, what they push out when it comes to anything that they push out, I'm not believing it. Y'all done lie so much, trust is lost. But somebody mentioned that the crime rates go up too.
Hello everyone. I normally don't make any videos on TikTok, but I wanted to do this. And please share with all the girls out there. I received a package today here at my store. It had my name on it, had this little ring. Apparently a lot of women are receiving this. It's a pretty cheap ring. It's cute, but pretty cheap ring. It had all these cards in it. Right here.
You thought it was a bust down.
This other one. And here is where it came from. I'm covering there my information.
Texas.
It has this black card on there. For obvious reasons, I'm not turning the card around because it has a QR code. I called my bank to make sure that these scammers did not charge anything on my card. They didn't. But the bank did say that what they're doing is they're sending this to many girls, many people. This black card has a QR code at the other side. So what they're doing is once you scan their QR code to find out information about the stone, which is not the information about the stone, what they're doing is they're getting access to your phone, to all the accounts that are linked on your phone. They're wiping out bank accounts, doing whatever they want to do. You give them complete access once you scan that. Do not scan that QR code. Guess you can keep the ring, but do not do that. Do not scan the QR code. Please share this video with everyone that you know. There is people all over the United States that are receiving this. Mine came from Texas. Apparently, some other people are receiving it from New York, different states in the United States. Please be alert out there.
I need more context on this story. So okay, so y'all got me stuttering. Hear me out. So did she buy the ring? Did she not buy the ring? Was it a company that I'm confused. How did they know to send it to whatever place that she's at? Did she buy it or did somebody buy it and send it to her place? How do they know her name? How do they know the address? And then how did she know that about the QR code? It's a couple questions I have because I'm so confused. Is she saying that she bought a ring from a specific company? Because that stuff that they're showing is just basically proof that the diamond that she has is real. I'm so lost. I don't know where to start. Like somebody said, why would someone scan or open a package they did not order? This person said, I received the same package. I didn't understand why I received a ring that I didn't order, but I thought it was a free gift from Amazon. She funny. What was you think? So I was out here sending rings now. So she's like, so I've been wearing it. Oh my, I ain't gonna cap, I would too. She said, but I never scanned the black card. I threw the rest of the paperwork away. QR codes normally just take you to a website. I don't know how the QR code would get you to where it hacks your phone. I don't know. It just sounds like people just getting creative with hack. Yeah, I need more information because I'm trying to figure out. So they just out here just sending rings. Somebody said, somebody said, what's the QR code so I can send it to my ex? Bone radiation damages so many brain cells in just 30 days that it becomes visible under a microscope. Not surprised.
You can't get sick where I'm from. Hospital closed. Ain't no hospital to save you.
That's hard.
You gotta go 30 minutes that way. Can't be a kid where I'm from. They done closed the park. Closed the park in the middle of summer. I wonder why these young boys is running around just clapping each other. Better have you a car where I'm from. Can't even catch a train. This has been shut down a couple years now after they burned down the whole street to build it. Can't even shop where I'm from. All the stores closed in the mall. It's an empty mall.
That would take me off.
Where the jobs at? Where the jobs at?
Can't do
they
nothing.
gone. You know what they got where I'm from? They got that. They got that. We got plenty. I don't know where it is. I just heard about it. Support your community.
Thank you, Fong, for the video.
Hi everybody, Lori Fulbright here. Let's talk about why you should not open your door when someone knocks on it. The number one thing you should never do if someone knocks is pretend you're not home. If you haven't seen that video, go watch it. But if someone knocks and you need to talk through the door, hey, who are you? What do you need? How can I help you? The temptation is to open the door and go, can I help you? But I have covered so many crimes in my 33 years of where bad things happen in that moment. So I did an experiment. I took an undercover Tulsa cop and we knocked on doors all over the area. And he had a t-shirt, jeans, and a clipboard. That's it. And he would say, I'm with the city of Tulsa. There's a new water heater ordinance. Your water heater's got to be 4 inches off the ground. I need to come in and inspect it. And how many people do you think not only opened the door and heard his story, but let him in? Every single one. Men, women, young, old, it didn't matter. And one of them was a college girl, and she lives just off campus in a cute little neighborhood, and she said that door closed behind her, that man was standing behind her, and she thought to herself, what have I done? It's too late, right? Of course, he immediately pulled out his badge, told them he was doing a story with News on 6, and we interviewed them. But it was amazing to me that no one cared that he didn't have a city uniform. No one asked for a city ID. No one looked out to see if there was a city truck. And more importantly, didn't say, I don't even care if you're real, but you're going to have to reschedule at a time when I can have someone else here or, you know, when it's safer. Just I'm going to have to reschedule at a time that I choose. I've had so many cases, you guys, where they knock on the door and say, I've been injured, I've been in a car wreck, I've been hurt. And as soon as you open the door, they come in. We have a nun, and a guy knocked on her door, and he needed to use the bathroom. And she was beaten and sexually assaulted in her home because she was trying to be kind. And so I definitely understand the need to want to help people who might be knocking on your door for that reason, but you can still help a person without opening that door. You can talk to them through the door. How can I help you? What's going on? I'll be glad to call 911 for you. But be very leery of anybody who says, I need to come in and borrow your phone. I need to come in and borrow your bathroom. And those are very dangerous, tricky situations for sure. So it's great to be able to help people who might need help if they're knocking on your door, but don't just walk up and open the door to anyone because you have no idea what their motives are. And no, I'm not about living in fear, but I'm about having a plan, right? So it's important to know what you're going to do. Don't pretend you're not home because these burglars are looking for an empty house. They're going to kick your door if they think that house is empty. You don't want to have to come face to face with a burglar in that moment. If you can avoid that by just letting them know this house is occupied, someone's here, by talking through the door to see what the person needs and see if you can still help without putting yourself in harm's way. But too many stories have I covered where you open the door and bad things happen, including the most violent sexual assault I've ever covered in 33 years. So I just want you to be safe out there.
If I'm not expecting for people to come over, I'm not entering. And then teach your children this, because what you don't want is to teach, like, if somebody knocks and they're running to the door. Because if let's just say if he was playing around like he wasn't there, you see even that's dangerous too. The lady's like, don't even play like you're not there, because then you got burglars that's trying to kick down your door. But when she was talking, it kind of reminded me of the boy who cried wolf. He kept saying it's a wolf, it's a wolf, it's a wolf. He said it so many times that the people didn't believe him. So when the wolf was really there and he said it, nobody believed him. So I'm saying that to say, because it be people that do stupid stuff like that so much to where if there's actually a person that really is in need, I'm not gonna say we not gonna know, but these people ruin it for you. On the other side of that is speak to them through the door, or I'm gonna go ahead and call the cops for you. I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you. You're not coming in my home. Like I can't do it, because people have wicked motives. Y'all seen the movie Sinners, right? No, I'm not trying to be funny. I'm actually being for real. Sinners, they wanted an invite in, and once they got that invite in, things went crazy. Sinners is a prime example of you can't let anybody and everybody in your home. Them demons need permission to come in. They can't just come. They need permission.
Don't care what situation it is. Do not ever pull over for anything like this. You have a right, especially women. Don't ever pull over for this. You have a right to find a safe spot. Call 911 until a marked police car comes along with that traffic stop. But do not ever, ever, ever stop for anyone who's driving something like this. It seems we're seeing a rise in fake cops, and are using that power, that fake power they have, to take advantage of people, especially women.
You have no ID from them, all right? No. And have you ever been sworn in by them?
I've talked to the chief.
No. I'm asking you a direct question. Have you been sworn in by them?
So please, always protect yourself. Always, always, always. Call 911.
Get a marked card
It's sad.
there if you ever have this happen to you. These lights are easy to purchase and they're really easy to install. So don't be fooled by something like this.
So white and amber lights are more for like the construction vehicles, tow trucks, roadside assistance. Those are so they can be seen, not to pull anyone over. So don't ever pull over for those lights. But you know, if they're red, blue, y'all know. That's crazy. So not only do we have to worry about strangers knocking at your door, we gotta worry about people putting on lights. And then people dressing up and saying that they're from the department of whatever state you're in. That's crazy. This world is sick. Spirits, ruachs. Because who think like that? Spirits and ruachs. Spirits is ruachs in Hebrew, but I'm just saying both.
If you just bought a smart TV, the FBI is also issuing a warning over those devices.
So what this means is I could be sitting here watching TV from my bedroom, and you could be anywhere in the world looking at this image of me watching.
Yep.
You've done everything right. Strong
yep.
passwords, privacy settings, even tape over your webcam. You're careful with your phone and laptop, but there's one device you probably never worried about. The smart TV sitting quietly in your living room.
Which one?
It plays your favorite shows, responds to your voice, and looks harmless, but behind that screen, it might be watching your back.
In 1983, a secret government experiment supposedly called Zone 15 took place, where consciousness retention during sleep was practiced. Subjects were trained to enter REM sleep while maintaining memories, logic, and keeping track of time, as well as controlling things within the dream, basically pushing the boundaries of what can be done while dreaming. But after pushing the dream so far, the project had to get shut down when one of the subjects got stuck in his dream for 16 years. And this was subjective, meaning that while he appeared to have a normal 8 hours of sleep in the real world, he was in a dream perceiving himself in an entirely different life, in an entirely different world, living for 16 years. And when he woke up from his extended dream, he apparently didn't recognize his wife, spoke in a completely unknown language, and tried to exit the room through a wall. Scientists and doctors working on the experiment originally thought that he was just having some sort of mental breakdown or possibly going through psychosis. But they ultimately came to the conclusion that the subject either built an entirely different world in his dream state, or that his consciousness shifted to an entirely different realm altogether.
So why are more people not talking about the fact that one of the investors from OpenAI is going insane in real time because his version of ChatGPT is basically giving him reformatted articles from the SCP Foundation wiki? Let me explain. This man is Geoff Lewis, and Geoff has decided to crack the quote-unquote deep state or deep governmental security protocols that he thinks OpenAI has coded directly inside of itself. This is a tweet that he posted recently, essentially saying that the truth that this large language model has found is mapping non-governmental systems and independently recognized and sealed the pattern. Thing here is that AI does not create. AI simply copies, meaning that Geoff is asking and training his version of GPT to give him information that essentially does not exist. He is looking for truth where truth cannot be found. So what does GPT do? It looks for something that is as close as possible. And what is as close as possible to redacted, heavily redacted, or secret information, classified information that is readily available? It's the SCP Wiki. Literally, it's the SCP Foundation wiki. But if you look at how GPT is essentially giving him information, it reads like the SCP Foundation wiki. Social media users were quick to note that ChatGPT's answers to Lewis's queries take striking similar form to SCP Foundation articles. Literally, entry ID RZ blah 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 Kappa. I'm sorry, Keter, excuse you. If you're gonna use a K designation, say it as Keter. GPT, in real time, is giving this man psychosis of things that don't actually exist. This is AI hallucinations to an insane degree. Now, this is not funny. This is terrifying. I'm the voice of SCP Explained. I do not find this funny. I find this scary because this man has literally trained this large language model to give him and basically dump gasoline on the fire that is his brain right now. Please pay attention to this. This is only going to get worse.
Now, you've heard about malware and spyware, but let me tell you about Pegasus. Pegasus is the next level. Pegasus is the stuff that you would expect to see in a science fiction movie. This isn't an attachment that you accidentally download from a shady email. You don't got to click anything at all. And that's why it's called a zero-click exploit. That means they can infect your phone just by sending you a message, and you don't even have to touch it or open it. And once Pegasus is in your device, it can record your calls, activate your mic and your camera silently in the background. It can track your GPS position in real time, and it can even copy every password in your keychain, every text, every file, without you knowing about it. And this is real. It's already been used on journalists, lawyers, political dissidents, and even normal private citizens, and it's all without a warrant. And the kicker is, it can even survive a factory reset. So that means once they've got you, you may never be able to get it out.
Ooh.
So if you think your phone is compromised, Pegasus is your worst nightmare and the worst case scenario. Turning your phone off might not even stop it, and sometimes even security patches can't stop it. So if you want to know more about Pegasus, if it might be on your device, and what you can do if you think it is on your device, follow me for more. Until next time, stay safe, stay clean, and stay up.
When in doubt, you know I'm gonna go to the comment section, because the comment section be eating. I'm not gonna lie. They said, so Pegasus is available until somebody get kidnapped. Then they said, but finding the T word, I'll post it somewhere, is where they draw the line. Someone said, just look up Edward Snowden. He has done some interesting interviews on Pegasus. They made a whole movie about him, if I'm not mistaken. And they're saying Pegasus is old. We already know with the technology and stuff that we're learning, because remember I was saying with the CGI, that it's not new. Like, it's not like this stuff just happened overnight. This has been over time. These are all still Big's videos. I'm letting y'all know that now. So thank you, Big, for these videos.
We are literally witnessing the downfall of the human race. Grok, Elon's chatbot, just released a new feature called Companions. And this talking 3D anime girl has already caused Grok to surge to the #1 app ranking in Japan. Forget about the AI arms race. What about the AI waifu race? The #1 fear parents should have is if their kid is going to get married to an AI at this point. I have several people in my friend group, people in their 30s, who already claim that AI is their best friend. As if wasn't enough to stunt the development of all young people, now we have AI companions too. Oh, and they're also making a male AI companion called Valentine. So both genders are cooked.
Why are we standing on a set of the moon landing? Isn't it obvious? They faked it. Here, 50 years ago. Right around the time they abducted me. But then, one night at the end of my shift, I saw two classy Johns in a booth trying to look incognito, but I recognized them straight away. It was Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, the first men to land on the moon. The problem was they had blasted off days before. I mean, they were supposed to be floating in outer space at that very second. Well, good evening, gentlemen.
Well, hello there. So we're doing rehearsals. Now, at this point, I mean, we must have gone through it 100 times. Right. And the line that Neil is supposed to say is, that's one giant leap for mankind. And that's it. Just now, I ain't typically one for words, but we are landing on the moon. Yeah. Well, Neil, tell her. All right, well, so I hear Buzz come in on the radio, and to his credit, he says, how about that's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And then nothing. Complete radio silence in Hollywood. I mean, and we thought NASA was rough.
The astronauts were trained to protect American secrets during the Cold War.
So let me get this straight. We spent years screaming build the wall, tried to kick out the very people that kept the economy running, and meanwhile, undocumented immigrants were quietly keeping Social Security from collapsing by paying into a system that they're never going to benefit from. Did you know that in 2021 alone, they paid over $12 billion into Social Security, and they're never going to see a dime of it? Yeah, they're literally funding our grandparents' retirement, all while being scapegoated for draining the system. Oh, and that's just the beginning, because everything you think you know about Social Security, yeah, lie. A really expensive, legally mandated, multi-generational lie. So let's start here. When you pay into Social Security, the money doesn't get saved under your name. It's not in some vault. It's not invested for you. It gets immediately spent to pay the current retirees. That's called a pay-as-you-go system. Oh, and if there's a surplus, the money doesn't just like sit there. Yeah, Congress borrows it legally, and they spend it on whatever they want. They essentially give the Social Security Trust Fund an IOU in the form of treasury bonds. So that means your retirement is literally a loan to the federal government. Oh, and guess what? They haven't been that great about paying it back. As of 2023, the Social Security Trust Fund holds over $2.7 trillion in IOUs, both borrowed and spent. So where did that money go? Because let's talk receipts for a second. It went to war spending. In the 2000s, when Social Security was running surpluses, Congress used that money to fund the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, which cost over, $2.26 trillion. So while you thought you were saving for retirement, your payroll taxes, yeah, they were helping fund drone strikes and Halliburton contracts. And then we've got bank bailouts. Do you remember the $700 billion TARP bailout? You know, the one during the 2008 financial crisis? Yeah, that leaned heavily on borrowed Social Security funds. Because the tax revenue was in free fall and that money had already been absorbed into the general budget. So you didn't get bailed out, Wall Street did with your money. And then of course we have the tax cuts for the rich. Both the Bush tax cuts and the 2017 Trump tax law slashed revenue by trillions. But rather than raise the taxes or cut defense spending, Congress just kept borrowing, including from the Social Security Fund. So again, your retirement fund ended up actually giving some tax breaks to some billionaire on his third yacht. So who does the system actually benefit?
Horrible.
Social Security rewards people with consistent wage earning careers over 35 years. So not caretakers, not disabled workers, not stay-at-home parents, and not people that were incarcerated, undocumented, or who worked under the table. Oh, and if you die early, yeah, that money's gone. It doesn't go to your siblings or your parents or your best friend. It disappears unless you have a legal survivor on file. Oh, and if you get sick before retirement, Social Security disability is brutal. Did you know that 67% of people get denied on their first try? Did you know the average appeal takes around 2 years? And did you know that thousands of people die every year just waiting for their approval to go through? Oh, and if you do get it, you're forced to live in poverty. Because if you own too much or you save too much, yeah, you lose all your benefits. Oh, and meanwhile, Congress, they don't rely on Social Security. No, they do not. They get federal pensions and lifetime health care, which by the way is fully funded by taxpayers. So yeah, their retirement is pretty secured, but yours is up in the air. So let's talk taxes for a second. Right now, you only pay Social Security taxes on income up to $168,600. So that means a teacher pays on 100% of their salary, but a millionaire pays about 16%, and a billionaire pays less than 1% of their entire income. So by February, the richest Americans stop contributing entirely, but you pay in all year round. Oh, and then here comes the big beautiful bill, which includes over $886 billion in military spending, which is the largest in U.S. history, billions more in discretionary funds for surveillance, weapons contractors, foreign wars, zero new protections for Social Security, no plan to shore up the trust fund, and absolutely no attempt to tax the wealthy to stabilize the system at all. And while they signed off on the record-breaking war budgets, politicians from both parties are now saying, like, I don't know if we can afford Social Security anymore. We don't have the money for it. So instead of raising the wage cap or closing tax loopholes, they're floating the idea of, I don't know, raising the retirement age to 69, cutting future benefits, and means testing, aka if you're not poor enough, you don't get. So while they spend your payroll taxes on things like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and oil wars, they're setting the stage to cut your retirement and blame you for it. They spent the money, and now they want you to pay it all over again. Social Security was not built to protect you. It was built to preserve power. It was originally designed to exclude black and brown workers. It still punishes caretakers, the disabled, and the poor. Congress has borrowed over $2.7 trillion from it. They spent it on wars, tax cuts, and bailouts. And now they're saying that you have to work longer and take less while they retire on taxpayer-funded pensions. So when they say Social Security is going broke, what they really mean is they broke it. And they're hoping that you're too tired, too poor, too whatever to fight back. Everything you know is a lie. It's time we all wake up.
I just don't understand how you borrow something, but you never pay it back. How is that a borrow? Literally robbing us blind. And George Carlin's quote hits more and more as we react to these videos. Do y'all remember he was like, it's a club and we ain't in it. Thank you, Fong, for the videos.
Digging into an alarming new report about popular hair products. For many Black women, hair braiding with synthetic hair extensions is a common practice, often referred to as a protective style to strengthen and grow the hair. But Consumer Reports find some synthetic hair, often marketed to Black women and girls, contains carcinogens and at times lead. Some of those questions is Ami Zoda. She's an associate professor at Columbia University School of Public Health. They looked at 10 different synthetic hair products from multiple companies. In 100% of them, they found carcinogens. Those are chemicals that can cause. In 9 out of 10, they found lead, and they often found other issues in compounds, and they also found volatile organic compounds, or VOCs.
That really shines a light on the fact that hair products, as well as other beauty products to Black women and girls, contain many chemicals of concern.
Who is ultimately responsible for what goes into our cosmetics and our hair products?
The FDA regulates cosmetics. But really this industry is really underregulated. So they don't have authority to recall products.
They are really trying to take us out one way or another. If you look at it, because y'all be saying, y'all be like, we can't do nothing. Really think. Look how many ways they're trying to take us out of here. You can look at every industry. You can look at every genre down to the hair. And we love a great bust down. When I say bust down, y'all know the long braids. Y'all know I wore them braids. Love them. But I don't love them that much for them to be causing the C word. I don't. Ooh. Hear what this person said. He said, I often wonder why people who hate you will create products to help you. Say la.
In the state of Oregon, someone can walk up to your 2-year-old kid completely bare naked, and that's not a crime, even if it's on your property.
Correct. Well, so it's trespassing, but what I'm saying is there's no laws against the actual nudity portion of it.
So you can expose yourself to children in Oregon.
Again, if you're not doing it for sexual gratification or the gratification of somebody else, yes, you are allowed to walk around in public naked.
On private property, this is where I live, and someone just came and exposed themselves to my 2-year-old boy, and this officer's saying that it's not a crime. So a naked person came up onto my property here, approached my 2-year-old kid, completely naked, which I ran over to him and covered his eyes so he wouldn't see. My obvious thought is to call 911 as someone's indecently exposing themselves to my child on my property. At what point did this become a normal and acceptable thing to do? The cops will literally do nothing about it. They're basically saying we have to wait for that person to do something more serious to your kid before we can intervene.
Y'all see them earphones is out. It's gonna be sexual gratification doing this in front of a child. You're naked. What is the motive? What is the thought process behind you doing that? It's not gonna be good. Like, what would be any other reason for you doing this? It's going to be sexual gratification. It is. There's no other way to put it. So this was in the state of Oregon. Somebody did the boom emoji 3 times and said, I was in fear for my child's life. That is how you solve that problem. They said that's only Oregon, California, Washington, and New York. Loved and enjoyed this video. Y'all learned so much. I have to get up off here, y'all. It is 2 a.m. But I love it. I love the videos that you guys send in. I love the information that I get. All the new gems that I can just add on to the toolbox. Love it. Love it. Thank you to each and every single one of you that have sent in videos. Shout out to Zoe. Shout out to Big, because you guys were like the last ones that were sending in videos back. Like, y'all was telling y'all be going like this. So just know if I said your name, I said your name. And I'm always going to, give credit where it's due. And I'll even set at the end too, which is what I'm doing now. So thank you guys so much for this video. Again, if you want your video featured on here along with the shout out, all you have to do is join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. So make sure to go check that out. I want to say we are on the road to 900,000 people. So I had to give all kabod, all esteem, and all praise to my Saba Yahuwah and my Abba, my Adonai Yahushua Mashiach for blessing me with everything as a whole, because I'm just a vessel that they work in and through. So I have to give credit and honor where it's due. I'm just a steward over what they rightfully own. So I give all praises unto the creator. So all esteem, all esteem, all esteem. I want to say, make sure that y'all go check out the merch. Shopperkyy.com. Link is in the description down below. Y'all, we have hoodies. We have sweatshirts. We got zip ups. We got sweats. We got cups. We got it all. So make sure to go check it out. Link is in the description. And then y'all know Keyword Patient is a lost customer is out. So y'all go check that out as well. Y'all have a blessed one. I will see y'all in the next one. Shalom, shalom.
You can't bring me down. I know who I belong to. Yeah. What? I won't sell my soul. I know my word.